Jeez, Awu in voice chat
Woo!
was out here just giving me all the rackets information with all these wine moms and their fucking nipple pictures and shit. What the hell?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Rackets opened up this thing called Locals, which is kind of like a paid Discord, and it was like I think at the height of right after the height of the Johnny Depp trial, and obviously the main audience for that, or like a huge portion of the audience, was like kind of bored wine moms. So they'd all join the Locals because they had disposable income, and I guess like they are more. I don't know what the fuck a Locals is, but I guess they're more prone to using it than like typical like internet chat room user. That's like a 20.
I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it a Discord. I would call it more like a Facebook group, because I joined it. Yeah, I joined it like, I don't know, a month ago when all this stuff started to come out about Rekieta, because I wanted to see what was happening, and it feels a lot like a private. It feels like a private Facebook group. I haven't posted anything there, but that's what it feels like. Is Facebook. It feels like a private Facebook group.
Moms probably love it, yeah.
Yes,
because it's familiar to them because they love Facebook. So, I think all these kind of lonely wine moms were that probably had a crush on Johnny Depp. They probably they joined the Locals, and now they got Nick Rekieta, and they felt he was more attainable. They all were fighting for his attention.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of them starts posting lewds. Nick seems interested. He's like, "Oh, that's kind of sexy." And then, so now the floodgates open, and then all the girls that were thirsting after him start posting their own lewds, and Nick really gets into that. And I think he's feeling like a rock star right now.
There was, from what I understand from Nick's thread on Kiwi Farms, that Kayla, his wife, wasn't aware at first that people were posting lewds and Locals. And then he did some stream that she was on, because he has her on sometimes, like as a guest or whatever, and he mentioned somebody posting, their tits in the Locals, and she's just like, oh really, and she seemed like a little like taken aback by it and stuff, but apparently she's embraced it, because at this point she's like posting ass pictures and things like that in there. But
I don't have any confirmation on this, but I heard rumors that Nick and his wife were at some point discussing her starting an OnlyFans because she described it was
empowering,
and yes, a way to earn money, which is like completely insane based on like his previous stance on things.
Yes,
like 180.
It's fucking Magi-Chan, you guys. Like Magi-Chan is like the fucking demon in Fallen. It's Azazel.
That's what you get for laughing at Sonichu.
Yeah, I saw the Rekieta picture in the video chat, and it was fucking hilarious.
The one of the bottle in the ass with he's got Hank Hill butt cheeks. Head Empty in chat says, how long until they open their marriage and Nick troons out?
I have a theory that their marriage is already opened up, and we just don't know it yet.
Ralph was right about Drex, though. He probably, like, the black dude that is his friend, he's probably sleeping with his wife.
I've seen that allegation a few times, and actually, I saw in the Kiwi Farms thread that somebody had screen capped Drex had made a comment in Nick's Discord server before Nick shut his Discord server down, which happened like a couple weeks ago. And Drex was kind of being a little critical of the way that Rekieta has been going lately. So I don't know. It's kind of funny where, Drexel, who has openly talked about being the bull in other people's relationships, is now telling Nick, like, you need to settle the fuck down. We might be in a situation where Drex is trying to save their marriage and saying, like, you need to stop this shit.
It's insane because Nick's the only guy to get more degenerate by closing his Discord server. I think his Discord server was like making fun of him because it's not moderated by him. I guess, like, he leaves it to its own devices, and he's saying, you guys are such prudes. I don't want to have to take the time to moderate it to, like, get all the prudes out. So I'm just going to close this down because you guys won't stop making fun of me. Also, if you don't, like, how dare I express my sexuality in front of you guys? How dare I? You guys are such, like, prudes.
And he's been doing the same thing on live streams. You know, he's been calling people prudes during his live streams because, like, he was just, after he got banned from YouTube, he was going to do Rumble exclusively, and now he's doing YouTube for like the first hour or something of his streams, and then he cuts off YouTube and switches to Rumble only. And he's done some streams where he's like, you know, telling people like, if you don't like it, you're fucking prudes, and you know, why should I care what you have to say? You know, if I'm an exhibitionist, so what? You know, bitching about his children.
Yeah, saying that he's upset that his kids have obligations for the holidays because he wants to fuck his wife more.
Yeah, like if I could do anything right now, I'd be on vacation, you know, fucking my wife in Jamaica, but you know, all my kids have these holiday obligations, and it's just like,
you're saying, you know, like, hey, if my kids find this stuff about me talking about fucking their mom, then that would be good because my parents never talked to me about sex until I was like 30 or 40, and that's insane.
Like I didn't even know if my parents loved each other until I was 39 because they never talked about, you know, having sex and stuff. It's just like, well, I'm sorry that your parents are too repressed to like even kiss each other in your presence and stuff, but that doesn't mean that you need to talk about your sex life in front of your children, you know?
And is that even repression? Sex isn't inherently love. Like,
no.
Like, doing PDA in front of your kids doesn't mean that you don't love each other.
Why do you need to talk about sex with your children beside explaining to your son at 16 years old that if he gets a woman pregnant, you're going to beat his ass?
Right. Well, yeah, because like somebody asked Rekieta, like, you know, how would you feel if your kids saw the Baldo review and stuff like that? And he's just like, I hope that they see it someday, you know, like I hope that they know that I love their mother and that we have this healthy relationship and blah blah blah, because like until I was 39 I didn't even know if my parents loved each other. And it's just like, that's over.
Yeah, I hope that my kids see the video where I say I wish that they didn't exist so I could fuck their mom more. I really hope that.
You know, and even though they homeschool their kids, they're in a homeschool co-op. So there are other children in their age group that are part of this, you know, like homeschooling group. You know that somebody's going to fucking see that. You know that, you know, one of the other kids is going to come across this and then be like, hey, Nick Jr., what's a fucking Baldo? You know, you want to ask your dad about that?
Online. You know that A-logs are going to find the video. They're going to research all the people in Nick's area. They're going to find out which kids go to the fucking co-op. They're going to DM them they're going to find their Discord IDs. They're going to DM the kids Nick stuff, and then they're going to DM the parents of the kids Nick stuff to get Nick in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the kids aren't going to go over to Nick's house anymore.
Right. Which I wouldn't blame the fucking parents.
People online are relentless. They'll find your shit, and then they'll give it to your parents, like to fuck with you. And that's probably what's going to happen.
Even more so when you put yourself at an eye spot in the morals and values of society. After that, you go just fucking full porno.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't care what he is into. I just don't want to hear about it. The fact that Rekieta talks about it so much lately, like that's the content of his streams. Like, we're not going to talk about trials that are ongoing. We're not going to talk about, you know, verdicts and constitutional law or anything like that. We're going to talk about the BDSM devices that I have underneath my bed, or the fact that I have a sex swing, but we don't really use it because it's a pain in the ass to take up and down. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to see you.
What?
Yeah, they have a swing. They have a swing, but they don't use it that much because it's a pain in the ass to hang on the ceiling and then take it down again. So it's just like, I don't want to know this shit. I don't want to know this shit. Just
don't forget the cross. Don't forget the St. Andrew's cross.
The St. Andrew's cross that they ordered custom from some guy that makes them in Australia, and that it packs flat and stores under their bed. I don't want to know this shit, Rekieta. I don't want to know. Tell me about verdicts. Tell me about legal shit. That's why I subscribe to you, you know?
I was just going to say, obviously, you're a prude and you're part of the old audience, and
I know.
Have to pander to you anymore.
I know. I'm a fucking prude, you know? Mycroft in chat says, I used to live with a couple who had really loud sex. Eventually I had to tell them that no one else in the house wanted to hear them fuck. Yes, that's kind of how it is. It's like having a roommate that is a screamer. You have to like sit them down and say, nobody wants to hear this shit. Stop.
Well, the actual hard part is people do want to hear about Rekieta, like fucking and whatever, all those wine moms on locals.
Yes,
like
a portion of his audience does. Yeah, they're absolutely into it. And it's super parasocial because they post pictures of their tits. And, you know, like I remember there was one that got posted in the thread where she was talking about how she was taking a pole dancing class. And you're just like, oh, well, let me know if you ever perform because I'll show up with the money gun. You know, it's just like, dude, this is fucked up. This is not how you should interact with your audience.
What? He didn't say that with the money gun, did he? Come on.
No, he did. He absolutely did. He talked about how he had bought a money gun, you know, that like shoots the money out, and that he had bought it like in Miami. Yes, I'm not fucking joking. Yes. It's Magi-Chan. I fucking swear to God, it's Magi-Chan, you guys. The merge began when Ralph showed up outside of Chris Chan's hotel room in Charlottesville or wherever the fuck he was hiding out. And Ralph showed up in the classic. And as, you know, Chris Chan was getting arrested. Kill stream. Chris Chan, do you have anything to say? Magi-Chan jumped. It happened. I swear to God.
There's no other explanation because everything started from there.
Yes.
Man, I hate being right. When I hopped on that stream with Walrus and Roscoe, and just was like, yeah, I think it was Magi-Chan, and Magi-Chan's a demon that just possessed Chris.
Yes.
Had no idea how right I was.
Yeah, and I think Jim compared it to that movie that movie Fallen, which is one of my favorite movies. I love that fucking movie. It's goofy as fuck, but I love it. And there's like a demon named Azazel that like moves through touch. And there's a scene where Azazel is like moving through a crowd on a street, and it's just like people bumping into each other, and they're talking to, you know, talking to the main character and stuff, and it's really fucked up. It's a great scene, but that's what I believe is that like everybody that has come in contact with Ralph since Ralph came in contact with Chris Chan has been infected by Magi-Chan.
I think the basis of all of this comes from 4chan. There was always a community that would like troll people and putting their heads in the microwave, putting like fucking. I saw things that I was like, this is impossible, and it's the same type of people, the same type of ideology of pushing people to the extreme, and you have, like live streaming of it.
Put
now.
your shoe on your head, you know.
Yeah,